Have you ever wondered what goes into creating an episode of UH? Be a fly on the wall as Jay and Beck brainstorm, banter, and offer a glimpse into their madness. It may be crazy, personal, or messy, but hey, it's how they get shit done. So kick off your shoes, pour yourself a drink of the day, grab that comfy throw blanket, and attempt to relax as you enter into the minds of the Maniacs. Welcome to The Writing Sessions.
This is Season 3, Episode 3, UH Talentless Show, The Writing Sessions.
That's right.
That's right, man.
That's right, man. Some people were asking me, down the street, and they want to know how you doing.
How I'm doing all right.
You doing all right?
I'm doing all right.
What's your emergency?
Did I ever tell you about Only for an Emergency?
No, go ahead and tell me.
At Schiller Pool in Syracuse, my friend comes up and goes,
"Yo, go ask the chick at the desk there if you can use the phone."
And I was like, okay. And she looked like Selma from Scooby-Doo, but rougher. And I go, oh, yeah. I kind of have to call home. Can I use the phone? And she goes,
Only for an emergency.
okay, but yeah, I really have to call.
We can't. Only for an emergency.
All right. So yeah, that's what Only for an Emergency. And then the other time he told me to go ask somebody. We went to a carnival or something, and it was the ring toss.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to play the ring toss.
Okay, because she'll say something. It was another chick. I'm tossing the rings, and it went on one of the poles, and she goes,
Do you want 2 freebies?
like she just said it weird. Her and the Only for an Emergency chick said hang out.
You want 2 freebies?
I'm like, what?
No, whoa, chill. It's just a mask. See?
My brother used to hate masks. I would put a mask on, and he would be sitting on the floor in front of the TV, and I would slowly, peek in, and he had, a controlled cry. So, if I was peeking in, he would go, and then when I dip back out, it would go, and then I thought it was fucking hilarious, of course. And I had all these creepy masks because we were making home movies at the time with monsters and shit, so we had a ton of masks. So I would switch them up and fucking scare him. It would make him cry hysterically. The opening track to Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil. In the very beginning, before the shout at the devil, before that, there's this apocalyptic 2-minute intro where it sounds super creepy. It's like a dude's voice coming out like a CB radio type of effect. And you can hear winds and lightning, and he's talking about creatures coming and all this shit. So I remember one time he was sitting on the porch. And you know how the screen door, the top part is the screen and the bottom part is the metal?
Yeah.
So I would sneak up. I saw him sitting out there, and I took my boombox, not the one that I broke, but a shittier one. And I had the tape to Shout to the Devil, and I put the fucking boombox right up to the door and pressed play, and then went to the other window that I can watch him. And he just was looking around and just started crying. And I got in trouble for all that shit.
That is kind of hilarious.
They weren't ready for somebody like me. And then I'd unpause it. Shout at the devil. There was one place when we first moved here. It was called Twin Donut, and it looked like a 50s joint. I would always go there at 2 a.m, and there was this gray-haired older dude, portly, and their everything bagels were astonishing. So I'd get an everything bagel toasted with butter with egg, bacon, or sausage and cheese, and it was the most delicious thing. And I can hear the guy's voice. He'd be like, bacon, egg, and cheese on everything bagel. Very distinct voice.
Was it the voice, or did he talk like he had a dick in his mouth?
He talked kind of just weird. Everything bagel is bacon. Yeah, everything bagel.
But it was good. It was a good bagel.
It was so delicious. And their donuts were cool, too, because they weren't like Dunkin'. They were different. My cat, when I curl up on the couch, he likes to lay Like if I have one leg out and one knee up, he lays there.
In the firing zone.
No wonder why he was coughing today. I was just blasting like crazy, and I would do silent ones. It came to a point where she was just like,
Will you go to the hospital or something? You need to go to see the doctor.
She
I'm like-
really said that when you go to the hospital because you're
she
farts?
said you need to see the doctor.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, were they so bad? Were they horrible?
It just wouldn't stop. You know, usually when you blast one, you can feel the emptiness, like it's gone.
Right.
But about a second after I blast one, I can feel another one forming. It just that happened for a few hours.
Oh no.
It was a factory today, and I was blasting Super Fuzz in his face left and right because she was yelling at me, and I tried to make him silent, and I'm like, okay, she doesn't know. And then she'd go, what the? She'd be gagging and coughing and shit, dude. I'm like baffled that girls still find dudes attractive. We're so disgusting. When I went and saw Elvis, I had to go pee, and I'm peeing. This guy's going, oh, and you hear like,
Oh my God. Oh my
and I'm like, I try not to laugh. Try not to laugh. Well, Catholic school, the teachers had their own lounge.
Yeah, they had a teacher's lounge and a teacher's bathroom.
I looked in the teacher's lounge once, and I couldn't even tell who was in there because there was so much smoke.
Oh my God.
The nuns and everybody were smoking like fucking fiends. I couldn't even tell. I'm not even kidding. It was downstairs in a scary area, kind of like dark.
Yeah.
And I opened it up once, and I could just see figures in the background, but I couldn't tell who it was because there was so much smoke. It was nuts. Sitting there with a cigarette in her mouth, you know?
Did you ever think when you eat Chinese, it ain't pork or chicken but a fat Chinese? Yet the food tastes great so you don't complain, but that's not chicken in the chicken chow mein.
Have you ever wondered if you've eaten something weird?
Yeah, I think
like,
I've eaten cat for sure.
from fucking Chinese food
yeah.
places?
Yeah, I think.
Like, what was the joint in Syracuse that kept getting busted?
There was a bunch of them, and one was down near me on Erie Boulevard. We used to go to that buffet.
The Erie Boulevard one.
Yep.
It was a famous one that my family would get stuff all the time there, but they would always get busted. Cats, yeah, they'd find like carcasses in the alley, like bones and shit.
You'd think you were eating chicken, but it was like stringy and it was gray colored. It was not the color of chicken, but they had sauce all over it, so you couldn't really, you thought you were eating like General Tso's, but it was a little stringier.
The only shit I get when we order from Chinese takeout is sweet and sour chicken, but they can bleach anything to make it look white too.
Right. I don't eat Chinese food because I get sick. I don't know.
It's so greasy too.
And you don't know, like you said, like what they're doing before they throw all that in the wok with the oil. It's like it could be anything. It could be bleached meat, which they've done. Who knows?
See, I would love to eat General Tso's or orange chicken or whatever, but whenever I take 3 bites, I'm like, this is really weird.
Take chicken breast. Or chicken in general. Even a chicken wing. Imagine you have a chicken breast and you're cutting it and you're eating your chicken. Have you ever had it like string between your teeth like Chinese food does? Like it's got this weird, what is this? Part of the chicken
Rubbery.
is this?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so now it's between lackluster and last call.
Flip a coin or
All right,
something.
let's do it. You got a coin? You always do.
Yeah.
All right, flip.
I got a coin.
All right. Go ahead and call what you
which
want.
one?
Lackluster heads, last call tails.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Tails.
Last call lounge.
Last call lounge.
Yep.
Public access because we're so underground. I don't know what we're going to do in this, but we can set up in this commercial.
Right, that's what we're going to do.
We're running it.
Yep.
Sign up.
Did you know about the new and swanky lounge called Last Call Lounge?
Forget all the other ones. This is where it's at.
What makes us unique is at Last Call Lounge, there is no last call.
Hey, there's no last call. You can sleep under the pool table or pass out in the booth.
Here at the Last Call Lounge, we host all types of events.
There's weirder shit going on during the week.
Let's go through and have her list out her nights now. Monday night at the Last Call
Monday
Lounge.
night at the lounge, we'll be having
A face slapping contest?
We'll even have paramedics on site, but don't worry about it. You won't feel a thing. Free drink. Do you know I'd be going to this fucking place all the time? Dude, I'd be going to this place all the time.
Oh
this would be a monster hit if this was a real place, actually.
On Tuesday, we will be having serial killer trivia with cash prizes of up to $5. How about Wednesday's ladies' night?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Giving a free smoke with something. Yeah, you can get a free ciggy or whatever.
Is there going to be a special DJ playing on ladies' night? Maybe.
DJ Danger Dick. DJ Prick. I don't know.
DJ Dickwad. We're laughing.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
We're laughing.
DJ Dickwad. I'd have to see this dude if I saw a flyer.
Wednesday night will be a banger with ladies' night.
Entrance is free with a double fee, but you'll sure be our VIPs.
There will be a free Vantage Tech 13 cigarette with every purchase of our special dry hump cocktail. DJ Dickwad will be spinning all the classics.
So I'm not taking any requests because your music sucks, but don't worry. He accepts tips.
So we've had a face slapping on Monday. Tuesday was the serial killer trivia.
Thursday, what could be Thursday?
Okay, darts leagues, pool leagues. Those are just general. Some kind of tournament. Mud wrestling. It's Mud Wrestling Thursdays.
Mudsling and Mud Wrestling Thursdays.
Oh, I like that. Where you get to see
Paul Giamatti versus the guy in Goodfellas that says, "Don't shoot." I've always wondered, like, that dude is like, "I'm in Goodfellas, yo," and they're like, "Where are you?" "Don't shoot," and that's it.
Don't shoot.
You pick the celebrity, and I'll pick the obscure one. Okay.
Sarah Gilbert.
Little House on the Prairie chick.
No, her sister Sarah. You know who Sarah Gilbert is?
Oh yeah, she's in Roseanne, right?
Yeah.
Who's the other one then? The fucking Little House on the Prairie chick, Melissa Gilbert.
Yes, and Sarah hooked up and married the lead singer of Four Non-Blondes.
She writes a lot of songs, so whatever her name is, something Perry, Linda Perry or some shit. She's making bank on writing songs. What about the stand-in for Faye Dunaway and Mommy Dearest?
The second person doesn't even get their name said. It's just...
No, they don't. Yeah.
Sarah Gilbert versus the girl that did all the stunts in the movie Death Proof.
Yeah. Absolutely free. No charge at all.
Absolutely free of charge. Just the purchase of 13 drinks off the top shelf.
But join us for opening night.
But do join us here at the Last Call Lounge for opening night on Friday night.
Talentless show hosted by the Maniacs.
With special MCs.
Beck, Maniac, and Wolfgar. Saturday and Sundays, we're not sure. We're not sure.
Where the last call is always your first.
I've got the meat sweats.
Remember Cases and Kegs? Dad would be like, "What do you want? Give me a turkey sub." He'd come home. It'd be like they fucking ground up half the turkey and threw it on a loaf of bread.
We were so poor those days that my grandma would drive us. My aunt and I would go in. She'd go, "Get whatever you want." I'd say, "I want a whole roast beef with Russian dressing and everything," right? I get it all worked up. I get home and she would say, "Hold on." She'd open it up and she'd take out the extra meat and put it in sandwich bags and put it in the fridge and goes, "Now we got meat for sandwiches tomorrow."
Yep. That's what we used to do too.
Had pounds of meat on it. More than you get at the deli.
It was as if somebody fell asleep while they were slicing up turkey for 5 minutes and then woke up and went, "Oh, here's your
That's
sub."
what I used to get was turkey and roast beef subs there. Just loaded up. I couldn't even get through a half a sub and I could eat.
Yep.
Can't even close this shit.
No, you couldn't.
Couldn't get your mouth around it.
No, it like the bun was struggling.
It was struggling. You had to empty it out. Otherwise, you just couldn't get all the other things on it.
Little shacky looking thing. Yeah, my dad would go in to get some butts, some brews, and then we'd get that, yeah. By the way, what's that one weird phrase? When the crow flies or some shit?
As the crow flies.
I'd never heard that, ever.
Uh-huh.
And within a day, I heard it 3 times.
It's a weird old saying.
It's a weird old saying. His husband said it, and then somebody said it like on a YouTube thing we were watching. And I went, "Oh my God, what's the fucking probability of never hearing this phrase and hearing it 3 times in a day?"
Yeah, that's very odd when that shit happens. It's like hearing a new word and all of a sudden you start hearing that word all the time even though you'd never heard that word before. Like, what's up with that? I heard As the Crow Flies when I asked Siri, how long does it take to get to Pennsylvania? It will take 6 to 7 hours as the crow flies.
No, that's some ye old fucking timey shit.
That's like some, what's that other one they say, in a fortnight?
What is it, 2 nights?
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. As the crow flies in a fortnight.
Yeah.
No, it's like some Narnia shit or something.
It really is.
Lord of the Rings. She said that we were talking about Yankee Stadium, and I don't know what the fuck she meant.
Who said that?
Disaster did, when we were talking about how far away the Yankee Stadium
And
is
she
from
said,
us.
as a crow flies.
Yeah, if the crow flies, we'll be there. And like, I went, what?
Where did she come up with that all of a sudden?
I don't know. Is she reading Lord of the Rings or something? She said, well, it's going to take a while. We got to take a couple trains, but when the crow flies, we would be there.
Okay, Abraham Lincoln.
Did you have any more fucking weird sayings?
She probably does.
But that's such a weird...
It's random. Nobody says that.
No. Well, apparently Disastra and whatever her husband know the saying.
Yeah, because, we all measure distance now as how a crow flies to it. Because we don't have vehicles that are faster than a crow.
No, apparently we don't. I'm surprised there's not a song called that.
No, there's Counting Crows, but there's no As the Crow Flies or When Doves Cry.
Mr. Jones, I cannot fucking express to you. I saw the video when it first came out.
Yep.
And I went, this guy is so fucking stupid with his dreadlocks jumping around singing Mr. Jones. And I hate songs when they're talking about what's that one fucking one from GNR? Mr. Brownstone? Stop with your fucking Mr. whatever. And then people started liking Counting Crows. And I just couldn't believe it. Just go ahead now. Spin doctors can fucking die. My hatred began when my friend picked me up. And he's like,
did you ever hear Jimmy Olsen's Blues?
And I went, what is that? And he popped in the tape, and it was one of their songs. And I was just staring at him out the corner of my eye the whole time, like, I should just grab the wheel and smash this car into a tree right now.
Jimmy Olsen's Blues?
It was awful. And I went, you know what? This fucking band, I'm going to punch this band in their face. The lead singer looked like an apostle from the Jesus days who had done too much heroin.
Yes.
And he survived.
There were certain songs from the 90s that drilled horrific holes in my head, and one of them was...
You want to knock the fucking bleach off his hair.
I wanted to knock the bleach off his hair. That's perfectly stated.
This dude, my producer, he lived with a surgeon, his husband. Their apartment was so cool, it had its own elevator. He's like,
I'm going to throw a party, and I hear you DJ.
And I'm like, yeah, man. He had some little loft area, and I was up there DJing, and I shit you not, the song was... There wasn't a person sitting down. Everybody was dancing. And then all of a sudden, fucking... She goes, put on Wild Wild West now. I went, really? And then as soon as I put it on, within 10 seconds...
You would have been better off with West End Girls.
They would have danced. It was terrible. I eventually got them back on the dance floor, but it kind of wasn't the same.
Right.
Because it was at a fever pitch, man. It was fucking crazy. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't crazy.
Out of choices, I would not have said, hey, you know what you should play?
What? Anything would have worked better than...
Would you think you'd get canceled now for playing that song?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, probably. Yeah. This is what it was like. Fucking yeah, dude. Look at everybody fucking dancing. Yo, what a great DJ this is. Who's this fucking guy? Woo! Yeah, dude. Fucking party, right? Then all of a sudden... Wait, where is everybody?
What is this shit?
Disaster, what'd you do to me? They're gonna fucking throw me out the window for playing this shit. Yeah, that's what it was like.
You have to be so careful as a DJ. Once you get that groove going, you cannot fuck it up.
No. Everybody was happy. They had joints in their mouth. Their head was in the air. They were smiling and had their drinks and shit. And I mean, as soon as I hit play and I look up, it must have been the speed of light, but there's nobody left. What the fuck? Who the fuck is DJing?
This is great.
I can't believe this fucking party.
Woo!
Absolutely fucking destroying. Like, I just can't get over this shit. And then all of a sudden, look at the difference. Don't ever play Escape Club if you're DJing.
Never.
Back in the day, you couldn't sample anything, you young kids. You bought the album and then you're stuck with it.
Right.
$20.
That's
and you'd
true.
be really pissed. You'd be like, I could have bought a fucking game with this.
Yep.
I could have got pizza and wings.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you another really big disappointment. Remember when CD players first started becoming affordable?
Yeah.
I got this really terrible CD player. It was a little mini one. You had to plug it in, no fucking batteries or anything. And one of the first CDs I went out and bought was this one.
Oh, I love that
Right?
song, yeah.
But guess what?
What?
I bought the album, and the album version is all a cappella. So I was listening to one of the Pandora things, and I started dying fucking laughing. Do you remember the beginning of the song? He's talking to a chick.
Which song, though? Yeah.
I think it's Girl, You Know It's True.
Okay.
Everybody listening, you got to hear this. I started laughing. I went, what the fuck? I don't remember this at the beginning of the song. Okay, just listen how stupid this is.
So what are you doing back?
Well, I sat back and thought about the things we used to do. It really meant a lot to me. You mean a lot.
I really mean that much to you?
Girl, you know it's true.
The song is fucking killer, though, dude. I'm like, what? You know all the things we used to do? What? This is for real? And by the way,
Yeah.
this beat was in about 1,000 songs.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. When techno first started coming out in the 90s, that was another thing we're talking about. At least on MTV, you would see a music video and go, I got to get that album.
Right.
When you went and bought techno CDs, it was just the cover. You didn't know what you were fucking getting into.
Right.
You had no idea. So I have all these older techno CDs from the beginning that are kind of bad. I mean, there's some good stuff.
It's mixed in there, though. It's like one.
Yeah, but the covers were cool.
I cleaned out my whole office because I got my computer. So I decided to do some rearranging and get all my cords together and everything. And
What was behind your desk, by the way? Did you find a fucking living ecosystem?
pretty much no spiders, but there was like lots of cobwebs and dust. And
Yeah.
I had all my old DJ gear. My CD player, it doesn't work anymore. My mixer, it just doesn't work, which is depressing because I have 2 ginormous aluminum cases full of CDs, like, because when I DJ'd.
Yeah.
And I was going through my drawers and my closet, and I'm finding stacks of CDs, stacks and stacks of mixes. And
Yeah.
I got really sad. I will look until the ends of earth to find a CD player to play these, because if the power goes down, where are you going to hear your music?
Yep.
There's no way.
I'm not getting rid of my CDs.
Nope.
I'm not getting rid of my VHS
Or
my
DVDs.
fucking DVDs.
No, because if everything goes down, I can play that shit.
And it has. I was telling Disaster yesterday, when we were walking by our old apartment, we got salad because I'm a fucking meatball now. But anyway, I go, sometimes the power would go out. Sometimes only half the apartment had fucking power.
Right.
Sometimes plugs would get really hot, so we couldn't use the fucking air conditioning and shit like that.
Wow.
And one time they didn't know what they were doing, kind of. They would dig up the ground in front of our house, and the power would go out for days. Or like the Wi-Fi wouldn't work or something.
Right.
And I remember we were watching through my collection, you
Yeah.
know, like certain things. Someday when the aliens come down, there's going to be no internet. But
Right.
they're going to discover this place and go, oh, wow, look at all this.
It is absolutely a possibility that the digital world goes down.
People don't know the struggle of when you're driving on the highway and your CDs are in the back seat and you got to change the CD
Yep.
and drive. It's crazy being in New York for 20 years because you're traveling on the subway a lot. There was a period of time where I was on the subway and I had my Discman and I had a book of CDs I would carry around and change all the time. And then the iPod came out, and then you're getting MP3 players.
Yep.
And now it's your phone.
The MP3 players. Okay, I was late into the game because I couldn't afford it because they were pricey, right? And
I had cheap ass ones.
Right, I had cheap ones that were just not worth
256 megabytes.
Yeah, they weren't worth it. You could put 18 songs on and that was it, over and over, and it was a bitch to reload them. It was like, I don't want to sit here and put more on this. I went to Target and bought the biggest iPod that I could find. I swear to God, it lasted a year. It only lasted a year, and I paid hundreds of dollars for it. And I was so sad. I had a lot of discs on that, and I threw it out yesterday. I found it in a drawer in the bottom. It was broken, and I tossed it.
These are awful times.
We sound like really old people.
Well, what are you going to fucking do when you're 80 years old and you pop in, you're going to be reminiscent and pop in WAP?
Right.
Remember this when we were young? We really used to get down to this.
There's just no substance. There's nothing that makes you think anymore. And when we were getting salads yesterday, they play the worst music in the fucking deli. They play the worst pop bullshit. And I go, do you know why Pink Floyd's still like a bestseller? Because it's fucking good. Nobody's buying this shit now, and I'm pointing up. I go, nobody's going to be buying this shit in a year.
Right.
They're not going to be revisiting it because there's no depth to it at all.
No, and do you notice that everything that becomes very super viral popular is a remake of the old classic?
Uh-huh.
It's not even original.
That ain't new, bro.
No, that's absolutely true.
Do you remember Oran Juice Jones?
Oran?
Yep.
Wait, how's this go? Oh, yeah. Who the fuck is this guy?
Orange Juice Jones.
Oran Juice Jones. That's good shit.
I think we should do
roller skating.
An 80s party when we go away and just start DJing some crazy 80s stuff for the girls.
Yeah, well, you know what song not to put on. Well, no, there's another worse one. Yeah, everybody will leave the fucking commune.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, if werewolves come, we're putting a song on.
Oh, yeah, they'll stay away.
God damn it, it's a full moon. I can't wait to fucking eat some people. What do you think, werewolf Beck?
I can't wait either. I'm starving.
I'm gonna scratch and claw and fuck some people up because it's a full fucking moon. Look at this house over here.
Oh, I see it. It's a nice, easy cabin to get into.
Yeah, it looks great. They got some fun lights and shit going on in there. Maybe after we eat them, we can chill out in the fun lights.
Yeah.
Let's go see what's going on, okay?
All right.
Let's go see what's going on. Let's walk there. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We can't go in there.
No, we're not going in there.
Well, guess what, people? You fucking survived the night. We're going to go eat somebody else. Oh, please, let's leave. Hurry up. I got a cramp in my leg, some fucking 48. Oh.
That's what it would be like if you're a werewolf.
You're the wild, wild west and you're out.
Yeah, it'll keep the werewolves away. Beck and I were talking for about an hour before this, and the whole time, my intestines are burning.
Oh, no.
You know why?
Why?
Because when we went to the movies, I got a thing of jalapenos to put on the fucking nachos.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I'm suffering.
Were they spicy?
My intestines. They were the pickled ones.
Oh, okay.
So
those are more mild.
They are, but when you're fucking on the back end of everything, your intestines become weak. They don't like it.
They don't like the spicy jalapeno.
I knew it too. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe not this time, but it never fails.
Well, it's just not as good without it, though. It gives it the kick.
I'm a little too crazy with it, though. I'll get a chip and put some cheese on it, and then like 3 jalapenos are on there. And by the end of it, I'm going, my mouth is burning. But I don't know if you've ever had real jalapenos, not the pickled ones.
Yeah,
like the ones you gotta cut up.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're not as
I think they're
delicious,
spicy.
but they're hot.
They're not as delicious, but they're super stingy.
Yeah.
I've made the mistake once of getting one and making it with the chicken and the pepper and onions, and it was fucking destruction.
It was a little too much. Yeah, I've done that too.
My toilet was starting to cry, going, "What are you doing, man? No."
But I did have a habanero. My dad handed me a habanero. I did not know it was a habanero. He said it was going to be nice and sweet. He was being an asshole. He goes, just eat the whole thing. So I put the whole thing in, and oh my God, I realized then, I'm like, I can't go past that ever again. Ever. And I don't even think I can't go up to that again. That was bad. Have you had a habanero?
I don't think I've had like habanero sauce and things like that, but not a
diluted.
real
But you never put one with the seeds in your mouth.
No.
You sweat and you just sit there like, am I poisoned? What's happening right now?
Oh, I know. Now I know.
Yes.
Not only was it the jalapenos, but yesterday, because we're trying to eat well, we got a turkey sandwich from the corner
store guy.
And I get. You know how you can get those little jars of like the crushed peppers? Because it was in my head, the direct sub thing you told me about. And I remember the
pickled
peppers.
relish. Yeah, the peppers. Yep.
The crushed peppers. And they had one I usually get, but then they had one that looked super Chinese. And it was weird.
Oh, no.
I'm eating it and I'm looking, and it's made in China. You know how the crushed peppers are soft?
Yeah.
And they kind of just complement? It looked like a bunch of crushed peppers and oil type of thing, but it was really dark, really red, like a dragon's ball sack, and it was crunchy, weirdly, like I was eating wood.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck? So I stopped.
Yeah.
But between that and the jalapenos,
you're wrecked.
Yeah, my intestine is a little twisted in a couple knots, I think.
Well, before I talked to you, I kept feeling a tickle in my ear. And I was like, oh, no,
Yeah.
I hope I'm not getting an ear infection or something. What the hell? Is it sinuses draining? What is that? Because I have allergies really bad. So I thought maybe it's just allergies making my ears itch.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Oh, no, there was a fucking bug crawled into my ear canal.
What?
It was a little bug. I was panicking before I called you.
What'd you do?
I took alcohol and peroxide, mixed it together, and poured it in my ear and made it float.
And did it come flying out of your ear?
No, it drowned. I felt it bubbling and kicking in there with the peroxide.
What?
Yeah. I don't think it was like a mosquito. I would have heard it. Zzz. It was like a little light bug. I don't know what they're called, but they're tiny little bugs. Basically, I took the paper towel and I tipped my ear over and it came out dead. But I was panicking. I'm like, this is a nightmare.
Holy shit.
This is exactly what you see in those shows where you're like, I never want that to happen. I don't ever want.
When you got to go to the doctor and they got to pull it out and shit.
When you see them pull spiders out of people's ears.
That is a terrible fear of mine.
I drown it out.
I can't fucking believe that.
Yep.
Oh, God. So apparently it missed the House of Horrors or all the other ones that died. And then it was walking around.
Yeah. I'm wearing ear pods from now on.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. It crawled near your ear and it hurt.
Wow, this looks like a really good home here. It's nice and fucking roomy. I can put my desk over on this side of the ear and fucking invite my friends over and party. Or maybe I'll have some kids in here. You know?
Yeah.
Have some babies in this warm ear canal.
And then all of a sudden...
Huh, this is kind of like beer. Oh, it's not.
And then it just... It's looking at the Akashic Records.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
What if it was one of the ones that missed your bug House of Horrors?
Right.
It survived. It didn't go in. And then it made the mistake of going in your ear. Wouldn't that be something? When it was drowning, it was like...
I heeded the warnings on her House of Bug Horrors, and I just wanted a nice place to live.
And it fucking died.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. You crawl in, you die.
I'd rather hear it sound like a firework in my house because I love that sound when they get popping in there.
Yeah.
It's like someone lit off a bunch of firecrackers, just threw them. It's like...
That's fucking funny. Shit, if it's like fireworks, maybe you should fucking start playing this for the bugs. This isn't it. You're part of the show, bro. You're part of the show.
I'm going to record those sound effects one night just so you can hear how amazing it is. All I have to do is open the back door for like 10 seconds. They all fly in. I shut the door and you just hear...
The drum and bass song?
They're going straight in the club, and then they see their Akashic records.
Oh my God. Oh man, I wish I would DJ. Because I would say, give me a recording of that and I'll make sample and I'll make a drum beat. The death of the fucking bastards.
I will,
I'd be at the club like fucking... You know what this is? Hey DJ, what is it? It's all the bugs that I fucking killed. You know?
That's a sick beat, bro. How did God build them to where they were like...
Light.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like in the dinosaur days they had fucking neon or anything.
Right. And it is the neon.
You didn't evolve in 80 million years, you dummies. 80 million years you couldn't figure out to stop going to the light.
That's a good thing. When did bug zappers get invented, you know?
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Well, then maybe in the future, you know, all these little asshole kids running around aren't going to have a defense for the bug, and they're just going to eat them. You know what I discovered today, and I never realized that when we were exiting the subway and coming down the stairs and we're looking at the street, I looked to the right at like all the beams that are making up the subway, and they put these fucking spiky things on there so no pigeons will hang out. It looks like a super barbed wire type of deal where they're just these crisscrossing thin metal, nowhere for the pigeons to go. And I don't know if they just started doing that or not.
Why do you think? Because they were shitting all over? Or, I mean, why would they do that?
Oh my God. They still do it because they find spots, and you can tell outside Rosario's where we get the pizza, sometimes the pizza's not done, and it is hot as fucking Satan's asshole in there. And under like the overpass, there'll be a little spot on the ground where it's just vomit of fucking bird shit in a specific area. So they're still finding the areas, but they're not doing it all over the place like they used to.
Pigeons are like flying rats.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, but I keep having to duck them. I'll be walking on the street and one will swoop down and come right at me, and I gotta fucking...
Oh.
Whoa.
So like me with the spiders, you with the pigeons.
And I don't see it with anybody else.
They're after you, man. There's an agenda. They put out the pigeon call. You must have pissed one off.
Yeah, I think I must have pissed one off. I thought I was good to the pigeons, but I guess not. I mean, I've never fucked with one.
Never kicked one? Never done anything?
No. These pigeons will fucking walk in front of you and they won't move. They're pure New Yorkers. There'll be a fat one walking in front of me and I'm like coming up to it and thinking it'll fly away. It doesn't. You got to go around it. It's fucking amazing.
So the pigeons run the streets? Is this what you're telling me? There's a roving pigeon gangs just walking around like,
fuck you, this is my sidewalk, bitch. Move over.
Yeah.
You fucking walk around me, you twat. What the fuck? Can't you see how fat I am? It's my street, you prick. You fucking move.
Dude, could you just please move? My back hurts.
That's your fucking problem. I got two stickly little legs. I can't move fast.
Fuck you, give me some pizza crust.
You got any fucking stale bread?
No.
Well, then I'm not moving.
All right, bro.
And I'm going to tell all my fucking friends to fly at you, you fuck.
At least they're not shitting on you. I mean, would you rather be shit on or
I've gotten shit on. I've gotten shit on really bad once. Really bad. I was going to a movie theater. My friend was in the theater already. He's waiting for me. So I'm rushing. I'm walking and I go under scaffolding. And as soon as I'm exiting the scaffolding, I feel all this wetness hit my head. And I thought it was just water. So I just kept going.
Oh, no.
But then when I got there, I ran my fingers through my hair and it was like goopy. And I look and it was bird shit. And I was walking around for 10 minutes with bird shit all over my head.
Oh.
Disaster's like, that's good luck. And I'm like, no, it's not.
How many times has Disaster been shit on?
I don't think ever. I don't think ever.
Should have went and played the lottery.
Yeah. I don't know who came up with that good luck shit.
Good luck.
No, it's stupid.
Oh my
God. It's not good luck.
No.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. On the New York City streets, what are they eating? Garbage?
Garbage, pieces of boiled hot dog.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because there's just boiled hot dogs on the road, right?
You know what? Their intestines are probably just as fucked as mine.
Would you rather see a rat come running at you or a pigeon swoop you?
I don't know. They're both kind of scary because, you know, if I was just in my head, like listening to music, it might have hit my eye or something. But I've been waiting for the subway platform and a rat would just run right at me. They usually change direction and like will dart off somewhere else. But you see them on the subway tracks all the time when you're waiting for the train. You look down and they're just fucking roaming like the Warriors.
Oh, they own New York. Them and the pigeons are running the fucking streets in the subway.
They really do. Do you remember Pizza Rat?
Pizza Rat?
Pizza Rat, where's he going with that? Maybe back to his flat. Has he got far to go?
You never heard of Pizza Rat?
No.
There was this meme going around. Not necessarily a meme, but like a little thing. There was this rat dragging a slice of pizza. Somebody took a picture of it, and then it became famous as the Pizza Rat. And then there was a second Pizza Rat, too. There was another rat that had like a slice of pepperoni or something.
I think most of our listeners are not going to understand how big these rats are.
No, they're big. And you'll be walking down the street and one will cross your path.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, so they'll run from, like, there's garbage on the street, like the garbage bags and shit. They usually run from there. Yeah, they run the city, man.
The pigeons and the rats.
They'll be left.
And then the roaches.
When we nuke each other.
The pigeons, the rats, and the roaches.
What are those things that they look like flies, but they bite you?
Black flies?
I think that might be it.
Oh, yeah.
I was a heavy bridge jumper at one point, as you probably know. Like, there were a couple of bridges in Syracuse that we used to jump off into the water, like, all summer. And 370, I jumped off a few times, but it's really high. It's scary. And one time I was up there just looking down, like, getting ready to jump, and something was flying around me. It landed on the back of my neck and was biting super hard. And I was like, oh, fuck. Yep. And I jumped in the water just to get it off. Like, I couldn't wait to jump.
Way worse than a mosquito. Way worse.
Oh, yeah.
Just below a bee sting.
Yeah, it's just below because it's not really a needle sticking in you, but it's like
a little chomp.
It's little jaws, like just crazily biting you.
Yeah, it's trade-offs. You got roaches, rats, and pigeons, and we got black flies and hornets, and we also have ticks. You guys don't have those.
No. I'm in love with the I hang out with this dude, Greg, and I show up in the Lower East Side, and he's at some bar. He pops out of the bar, and I'm like, okay, cool. Our night's about to begin. He goes, let's go to my friend's place. So we go to this weird apartment, and they had a Scarface amount of fucking Coke on the table. And there's 3 dudes with Greg and his chick at the time, and I was there, like, sitting up against a wall, and they're doing Coke like it's fucking going out of style. And one of the dudes, I got into talking to him about the B-52. He really loved the B-52s. And I was like, I think they have great harmonies, top notch, all time, whatever. Then we leave the place, and I go, those are your friends, dude? He goes, well, yeah, I just met them in the bar just like an hour ago before you came. So he didn't even know these fucking dudes. I went there to this apartment, and I was picking stations to play music. I mean, it was a symphony of snorting. They just didn't stop.
Blowing lines like crazy.
This didn't stop. I was amazed, and he never knew these dudes. He just met them in the bar, and they must have said, come to our apartment and do Coke. And he was like, okay. Usually, like with you, I'll just give him a couple of snacks, but if it's a special occasion, like when I'm having drinks, let's give them a little party, and I'll make them soup pear. And Disaster will know I gave him soup pear because there'll be an extra couple of plates hanging around. And she'll go, you gave him soup pear last night. And I go, yeah.
You gave him soup pear. Is she not happy with that?
Well, Superfuzz went to the vet yesterday, and his soup pear days aren't looking that good.
What do you mean?
Because he has, a little diarrhea. Because he's on steroids. He has asthma, and sometimes it makes his poop goopy. And Disaster brought that up, and she goes, "Do you get it snacks?" And I go, "Yeah." And she's like, "Do you have multiple snacks, like different kinds?" I go, "Yeah." And she starts shaking her head, no.
Oh.
She goes, "You need to stick to one snack, when you mix it all up, it could give them diarrhea and things like that.
Yeah.
So you got to just stick to one flavor.
I didn't know that.
I didn't tell Super Fuzz yet.
It's going to hit them hard.
I can do a soup hair that's not really a soup hair. I can put like 5 on a plate and then like put sprinkles. He's got fucking wet food, dry food, soup hair.
Does his kibble just stay in the bowl or does he eat it all?
He lays on the ground with his face in the fucking dry food and just eats.
What? Oh, he doesn't even stand and eat?
No, he'll just plop, lay right, and stick his face right in it and just eat. The vet was like, "Whoa, you got a big boy here." She's like, "I've seen a lot of dogs that are smaller than this."
Yeah, he's mighty. He's
mighty.
The other night, I was desperate and I wanted a snack, and all we had was brown rice crackers. And I'm like, they're slightly salty. I'll have a few. So I grabbed some brown rice crackers, and a piece flew and hit the floor. And my cat does not eat anything, no human food. He just doesn't beg. He doesn't like anything. He's picky. Even his food has to be a certain food. He went right over and ate that rice cracker. You won't eat steak. I will tear up steak, ham, chicken. He's like, no, I don't want that. I want this little piece of a rice cracker.
I wish I had that problem because Super Fuzz, if you get a steak sub, relentless. If you get a chicken, we get like a Philly chicken, peppers and onions, relentless. Today was our bad day, so we ordered Burger King. And I got the original chicken sandwich, and I cut it in half. And I'm sitting there biting it, looking at the TV, and I look down, and he's got his head tilted and his mouth open, and he's just about to bite my sandwich. Oi! What are you fucking doing? I don't eat your goddamn food.
I would feel like I'd have to protect my food all the time.
You have to. When we eat a lot of times, he'll go from one side to the other. He'll go to Disaster, come to me. And there's this little cube that you can put your feet on, and we have it near the table. So he hops up on that cube and will try an attack. And he picks his attack. He'll sit there and just stare at you. Mm-hmm. And then when you're not looking, you'll see him dart towards your sandwich. Return to sender. Return to sender. Yeah, do you know he was returned?
No. You have a return cat?
You didn't know he was returned?
No.
Yeah, return to sender. I sing that to him sometimes like Elvis. We were going to get 2 girls. And I remember in the back of my head, like you saying the boy cats are more affectionate and cool. I never had a boy cat. So there were no boy cats. There were 2 boys and 3 girls in this particular litter. And we were going to get 2 girls. And we're sitting there sticking our arms in the little box, petting the cats that we're about to get. And the dude comes up and goes, I have another cat. It's a boy cat out of the litter. He just got returned. Somebody had put a stamp on his forehead that said returned.
What do you say to that? Like, I would have been like, what do you mean returned? You're trying to sell this cat to me? You're telling me it's returned?
He was returned. He was adopted. And a couple days later, they just returned him, got their money back. Oh I call him the general. When I put Disaster to bed, I snap my finger and he jumps up on the bed. And I just call him the general because he runs the fucking house.
Is he more hers or yours?
Oh, not me at all. Disaster has found her death animal. This is the animal that she'll be on the cloud with.
Oh, really?
Yep.
This is why
she's so crazy about it.
Oh, see?
They're so deeply in love, it's crazy. Disaster said there was a moment when Super Fuzz was on her and staring at her and it imprinted on her.
Imprinting on someone is like when you see her, everything changes.
She loves him so much that she talked to me about him getting stuffed so she could be buried with him. We're not having a stuffed Super Fuzz looking at me all weird. First of all, Susanna Hoffs, dude. First of all, Susanna Hoffs. And second of all, they can fucking rock.
Susanna Hoffs, your chick. She's one of your chicks.
You don't think she's hot?
I don't. I'm not into that look. Did you think Jamie Gertz was good looking? You probably thought she was pretty hot in her day, right?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, so that's your type. I see your type.
Redheads and that type.
Yep.
Back-breaking times.
Okay.
Disaster. You know that new movie, The Gray Man, with Ryan Gosling? That's out.
I've seen the previews. Yes, I think
it just looks like a standard action movie, right?
Yeah.
She keeps bringing it up. Hey, did the Gray Man get good marks? Hey, do you want to watch The Gray Man? I go, why do you want to? What's with you and The Gray Man? I go, it looks like a fucking by the numbers, fuck it. And then I look up who's in it. Ryan Gosling's in it. That's why she wants to watch it. I go, you're just like all the rest of the broads. See a movie because he's hot. You know, The Notebook, you know.
Yeah, that's still...
You got all the chicks with The Notebook.
He's a little dude to me. I'm not into the little guys.
But you like the Conan fucking...
I like the manly
Tim
men.
Capello?
Yes. I like...
You want Tim Capello?
A woman wants a man that could just be the
Throw
man.
her around?
Yeah, be the fucking man.
You're like my mom. My mom's like Tim Capello. She doesn't give a shit about Jason Patrick or fucking anybody. She's like, oh Jesus, look at Tim Capello.
I'm not in, that's too much for me, but that's hilarious.
If he was gyrating in front of you and playing the sax, you might fall under his spell.
I would not, no. It's just the ponytail and the long hair.
The ponytail.
Yeah, it's just too much for me.
What if he said, "Oh, cut that shit and make it spiky"? No. Okay.
But hey, your mom, she's got a different style than me.
Everybody who listens to this is probably like, who the fuck's Tim Capello? How do they know Tim Capello? How do you not know Tim Capello? Fucking dude gyrating.
You guys need to look up Tim Capello.
You need to look up Tim Capello, The Lost Boys, and you'll fall under his spell.
Right.
And then look up Rob Lowe playing his sax.
Yeah.
And then just dream about the two of them playing their sax and gyrating in front of you. I think those are the two best. Don't you think those are the two best saxophone movie people?
Might be. I definitely think they're in the top 3 for sure.
Yeah. Fucking Tim Capello. They didn't even need to go to the Frog Brothers. They should have just got Tim Capello to beat the shit out of the fucking vampires.
That's right.
He's oiled up.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to bite his neck or grab him because it'd slip off the oil. And then he would just fucking crush him with his saxophone.
Right. The heat of the lights just heat up the oil on his body, and he just becomes so lubed up. It's a code.
The vampires wanted nothing to do with that.
They were like,
"That shit tastes like banana boat."
Yeah. You notice Tim Capello didn't get bit throughout the whole movie. They were scared of Tim Capello with his fire and his fucking oil. No,
don't you want to know how many of our listeners looked up Tim Capello by the end of this conversation?
Yeah. They already know we're fucked up. One thing I'll say about all this, nobody can ever tell where we're going.
No, we don't even know where we're going.
No.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
When I'm recording with him, I'll be like, all right, let's do Putting on the Ritz. I love the taco version, by the way. Just saying, like, that was one of the first records I ever bought.
You bought a whole taco album?
No, just the 45. And I also bought Abracadabra. Remember that song? I bought that and Taco at Kmart.
Yeah.
And I had a nice little collection of 45s and like albums.
Yeah.
And I left them on the heater. And I came home and they were melting down the side of my grate that covers the heater.
That's depressing.
And destroyed all my fucking records too. I had Juice Newton, Queen of Hearts.
Oh yeah.
Which is one of Disaster's favorites. She loves Juice Newton. And my Snoopy, remember the Red Baron song?
Bloody Red Baron was wrong.
I had that and they all melted. I came home and they're all melted. So angry.
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
Like a little whiskey, man?
Certainly not.
Old lady's funnier.
Okay, old lady.
Okay.
Okay, here's our homage.
Okay.
One of my favorite scenes ever in a comedy. I think it's the #1 comedy of all time, Airplane. Remember the dude whips out a flask and the old lady's looking at him and he goes, "You want a sip?" She goes, "Certainly not." And then she turns around and she starts sniffing coke. You remember that?
I don't remember that scene. No.
This dude pulls out a flask and he sips it and the old lady's looking at him and he looks at her and goes, "Huh? Like, you want some?" And she goes, "Certainly not." And then she turns her head away and brings up a mirror and starts sniffing coke.
Oh my God.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You know, we used to wear masks playing cards. There'd be a point where, like, we started wearing masks playing cards. Then, like, the next time they would show up, they'd come with different masks, and we'd all be sitting around the table with fucking weird masks on playing cards.
What kind of masks?
I went to the dollar store, and it was like a kid's mask. It was about as big as, like, a small bag of chips. Like, it didn't fit over my face. Everybody would blow their paychecks. You'd get paid on a Friday, and everybody would come over with their paychecks. And then people would lose their paychecks. We'd be up till like 6 a.m. People are sleeping.
And people would be losing their paychecks with like werewolf masks on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The clown. My mom would come home and look at us and be like, "You guys are fucked up, man." But we would just constantly laugh because people would turn their heads.
It would be funny to come home and see that. How do you not laugh when you walk in the door and you see your son with all these kids with masks on playing poker?
I know.
Tennis balls are germ collectors. They actually make the walker unstable.
Why are old people still putting tennis balls on their things?
Because it helps them. Why aren't they? Or why are they?
Why haven't the companies go, "Oh, everybody's sticking tennis balls on"?
It's well known that people cut tennis balls and put them at the bottom of walkers so they slide.
I still see it. Why haven't the companies gone, why aren't we, you know?
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Yo, Snow, they came around looking for you the other day. Word, bust it.
Informer, say daddy, me snow, me, I'll go blame. A licky boom boom down.
Yep.
Detective man said, "Daddy Snow, I stabbed someone down the lane." What the hell's a licky boom boom down? How do you come up with that?
It's horrible.
Informer, say daddy, me snow, me, I'll go blame. And then then leaky boom boom down, and then detective. Leaky boom. We were buying this shit. What the fuck we doing buying this weird song?
I never bought it, but I remember hearing it.
Detective man said, "Daddy Snow, I stabbed someone down the lane." So now let's see if we can actually hear that. The first lyric. Say daddy, me snow, me, I'll go blame. You can kind of hear it now.
Yeah.
I wonder how many assholes are driving and couldn't sing this thing.
I didn't know any of those words until today.
These are the most lyrics I've ever seen in a fucking song in my life. I'm going to do one scroll.
Okay.
I'm going to do another scroll.
Okay.
I'm going to do another scroll. I'm
no
going to do
way.
another scroll.
No fucking way.
I'm doing another scroll.
No.
5 fucking scrolls. I've never seen this many lyrics. It's like the Iliad, or so. It's like a extended. It's insane.
It's all written like a retarded 5-year-old.
Yeah, it is. Me sitting around cool with me dibby girl. Police knock me door. Link up my pal. Rough me up and I can't do a thing. It's just crazy.
I don't think Snow graduated the 2nd grade.
I honestly don't know if there's a song that has more lyric in history.
He's a leaky boom boom downing.
A licky boom boom down.
A licky boom boom.
Ew. There was this hot chick in my class in middle school that I sat right next to.
Yeah.
I mean, she was hot. And I remember looking over once at her, and she picked her nose and ate it. And ever since then, even to this day, when I see her on Facebook and shit, I'm just like,
Ew! What the fuck?
So pretty. And then it just all got destroyed.
Boy, those pretty girls broke your heart, man. They would meow, pick their boogers.
I know. Oh my God, that is so gross, dude.
I'd take the meowing over the boogers, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Why would you kiss somebody after they're fucking swirling a booger around their mouth?
Ew.
That's so disgusting.
Ew, you had to be so descriptive with your swirling.
If Susanna Hoff did that, dude, she's off the list.
That's all it takes. We become ridiculous as a country. You know this, right? Like, seriously. Anyone that's listening right now?
Pussy. Remember Rambo? That was a long time ago.
Right.
Now he's fucking shooting the Charlie with fucking Nerf guns.
Right. Super Soaker Extremes.
Yeah, and his fucking arrow has a suction cup at the end. That's what he's doing. Fucking pussy country.
I know, I don't.
But yet you can get real guns like fucking crazy, but we can't play cap gun anymore, can we?
No cap guns, because, you'll shoot your eye out with a cap.
We used to do Russian roulette with cap guns and bet on it. We'd put one cap in there and spin the thing and put it to our head and fucking bet on it. No wonder why my ear is going all the time.
You have tinnitus because of cap gun Russian roulette?
I think so. And then for a period of time, we used to throw firecrackers at each other. You'd be playing cards or something, and somebody would come behind you and just throw a firecracker at your head. I had a fucking cap gun. It was awesome. It was like a little, it wasn't like the 6-shooter thing that spins. It looked like a James Bond type of gun. And it had a clip. You know how they have the caps that are round? Well, they had ones that were like a long string of them.
Oh,
like a strip. You put that strip in the fucking clip and put it in the gun. And when you fired, fire would come out the side and it would clip off one of the caps and the cap would fly out. So you're firing and these little caps are fucking flying out. It was cool. No fucking red tip or orange tip.
No, this was pre-red orange tips. I was at a garage sale when I was a kid with my grandma, and I found this machine gun, and I was like, what is this? And it was heavy. And the lady's like, well, it takes batteries. It still works. So my grand paid like 50 cents or whatever for it. And I brought it home and I put batteries in it. It was a cartridge that you filled up with water. And when you hold down the trigger, it would go, and it squirt water really far. But it was automatic.
Oh, wow.
It was just like, I didn't have to pump anything.
I had one of those.
Yes.
I had one of those.
They were awesome. So I remember walking through the house and I went up to my mom and I held it right up to her face and I squirted her in the eye.
You squirted your mom in the eye.
Right.
But I actually shot my mom in the eye with a plastic bullet. Like, they sold these guns that were kind of see-through looking, and it had a clip, and they had little tiny plastic bullets, and you can put the bullets in the clip, and the bullets would be like neon green, neon, yellow, orange, red, whatever. And I was in the kitchen. You can see through the dining room into the living room, right? Yeah. And my mom's head was on the pillow looking at the TV, one of those old TVs on the floor. And I shot, it was one shot. And I can see the bullet in the air just keep going right into my mom's eye.
Ow! Oh, no.
And then my dad flew up out of the couch and came. He stomped with a cigarette in his mouth, of course. And he grabbed the gun, didn't say a word, grabbed the gun and just like crunched it. Destroyed it and dropped it. And then went back to watch the TV.
Oh.
It was $1 million. I couldn't do that again if I tried. Back in the day, one of my favorite ones was a shotgun. It was a toy, but it shot those little yellow balls, those tiny little yellow balls. And we used to drive around. And I remember my friend Herman was in the passenger seat with the window open. We would drive around and just stick it out the window and aim it at people. And this one dude went diving behind the fucking bushes. Like,
you guys were doing drive-bys?
It looked absolutely real, man.
I don't blame him.
Herman looked crazy, so he probably, he looked like he was out of colors, probably.
Herman.
I gave him the middle initial S. Herman S. He never knew what it meant, but.
What does S stand for?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just thought it was funny. We were wild back then, of course. You children don't know how to fucking have fun.
Well, their
Stupid
idea of fun
now.
is, Candy Crush on the telephone.
Yeah, eating Tide Pods. Yeah,
Because
I'd be miserable if I was young now.
I'm thinking of all the shit I've done that I would not have want recorded.
I'd be in fucking Rikers Island.
I'd be there with you.
I blew up so many things. I remember at our Liverpool place, the first joint that we all met, there was a paper box there on the corner, like those yellow ones. Blew one up, and then they replaced they replaced it with another one, blew that one up with a pineapple, and then there's no more paper boxes there.
You were prophetic and ahead of your time because there's no more paper boxes anymore because papers are obsolete.
Yeah, well, probably because people like me have blown them up. It was so much fun because the door would fly off, the sides would blow out, and the top would blow up. Pineapples were no fucking joke, man.
No, pineapples. Isn't that a quarter stick of dynamite, pretty much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the hotel across the street?
Yep.
We used to go in there in the side door and go through all the levels and take all the. This isn't as bad as blowing shit up, but we used to take all the do not disturb signs off all the doors. I'd come home with like a stack of do not disturb signs.
That's so random to do.
It didn't have a payoff for me, but I knew in the morning a million motherfuckers are getting their door knocked on.
Clean your room.
And that's just fun shit. And I took one of the really good garbage cans from there. We needed a garbage can in our kitchen. And I go, hold on a second. And I fucking went with a friend and we went into the side entrance, grabbed one of those really good ones, brought it home.
Well, here's the thing. Garbage cans are expensive. People underestimate the expense of garbage cans.
They are.
Well, Maniacs, there you have it. This concludes the writing sessions.